As a planner, I may want to see information about exceptions. I can select the exception profile in the dashboard to add all the exceptions defined for the application as the exception dashboard tiles. These exception dashboard tiles provide me with a quick summary of the exception hits. I can review the recent plans and refresh the dashboard. I can add a tile at any time by clicking the plus sign and selecting the desired tile. I can also edit the dashboard by clicking Edit Dashboard. I can then remove tiles or reorder them. When finished, I can click Done Editing to return to my new dashboard layout. Exception tiles provide a summary of how many exceptional conditions exist within the plans I created and provide secondary information, describing roughly the distribution of the exceptions across the data segments. The selected tile has a total of 207 exceptions in 2 departments and 5 channels. Under the tile, I can see the graphs that represent these exceptions, each with their own legends. These panels with the larger charts represent a subclass, and the donut chart shows the count and how much of the subclass this count constitutes. For example, I have a subclass of 207 items and 102 are alerted. I can see that nearly 50% of the donut is alerted, so I know how big of an impact that is to my business. The detail pane associated with the exception tile provides a more granular description of the exception locations and leverages dashboard filtering to allow me to direct a sequence in which to visit the exceptions. In this chart, I can see the exceptions and how they are distributed between the 5 channels. When examining the metrics and exception counts in the dashboard, you can resolve issues or adapt your plans to actual results by launching a TaskFlow workspace that is associated with an exception displayed in the dashboard. You can do one of the following actions. Open a pre-built workspace. You can launch a segment workspace that has already been built with the selected alert. The workspace focuses on data from the positions selected in the dashboard filters. Click Open in Workspace button to access the dialog box. Select the plan in which you want to view the alert and then click OK. The workspace opens in Alert Navigation mode. If you select a plan that is missing some or all of the positions selected in the dashboard filters, you'll see a warning snack bar. You can also create a new segment workspace. You can define a new segment workspace to work with. The new segment is built with the positions selected in the dashboard filters. The workspace then opens with the selected alert. You can click Open in Workspace to access the dialog box. Click Create New Plan and complete the process to create the segment while verifying the selections. When no calendar dimension is supported, you can select from an available pre-range mask to filter only the calendar positions in the wizard. Once the plan is built, you can open the workspace and resolve the alert in Alert Navigation mode. The workbook opens in Alert Navigation mode. If you use a contextual action on the main chart for these actions, then the positions displayed in the workspace will be based on the area focused on where you right-click on the chart. The selection in the dashboard filters is overridden. For example, if you right-click on the first donut chart, that product will override the selection in the product filter. If you right-click on a location bar in the top charts, the selected product and location will override the selection in the filters. If you right-click on the background of the top chart, the product will override the selection in the product filter. And finally, if you right-click on a bar on the last or overview chart, the selected product and location will override the selection in the filters.